It's Michelle, and I'm back with another vlog, and this week's vlog is going to be about why I love my big Hasten Chewy. Hasten is such an open and caring person. He can literally talk to anybody about the deepest topics. He's very willing to open up and share about his own experiences and his own opinions and thoughts and his own vulnerabilities. I think that's something that's really special. I don't think everyone is able to do that, especially with strangers. And I feel like he really searches for ways to get to know people on a deeper level, and that's something that I really enjoy, because I personally really value those deep conversations with people, and to have that ability to get to know people on a deeper level and not just talk about like surface level things, which I feel like are a lot of the conversations that people have with each other, especially in college when you don't have as much time to really get to know a person before deciding whether or not you want to be friends with them. And so that's the first thing that I really love. Hasten is also very caring, and so I was lucky enough to have him as my big, because so far it's been 4 or 5 weeks, and he has come out to essentially every single event. He comes out even when he doesn't need to. I know he's always there. I can literally text him at whatever hour of the day, and I know that he'll be able to respond and help me, as much as he can. He really remembers like little details about things that I say, and he's really just kind of like a very nice big brother figure, and I feel like that's something that I always wanted. Especially coming into college, because as an only child, I never had someone to look up to, or I guess like someone that I could go to for issues that I wasn't really sure about. And so Hasten's definitely been that person for me, both in academics and just when I'm just feeling like really stressed and like bogged down by this whole process. He's been someone that I can go to, and I can trust that he has my best interest in mind. And so that is something else. Another thing is I notice that he's a very passionate person, and that's something that I really envy, because I have been struggling to find my own passion throughout high school and in college. But literally the first time we hung out, he started talking about his passion for cooking, because he was reading this book about how to pair the taste and the acidity levels and all that. And so I feel like being around someone who can be so passionate about a topic that isn't academics related, it's just something that he really loves to do, is really eye-opening to me. And I really appreciate the fact that he is open and he tries to like ask me what my passions are, and tries to get me to think in a way that I wouldn't have thought before, and I wouldn't have thought like is something that people will talk about with each other. And so I feel like he really reaches deep and tries to understand different levels of people. Another thing that I love about Hasten is his ability to keep a conversation going. So I remember like the first time that we hung out, we talked for like 5 hours, and there wasn't any there was no point where it was just like awkward, because he can just keep it going. Like he always has something to say, and I feel like that says a lot about how well-rounded a person is, to be able to talk about like any topic or like relate it back to something that he knows or that he believes. I feel like that's something that I definitely want to learn from, just because I feel like being well-rounded is so important in conversation, in academics, in life in general, so that you can always keep a conversation going. And the next thing that I really like is that he is honestly a very humble person, I think, because I say this because they had just a couple days ago, he had an IM basketball game, and basically his team destroyed the other team, and I had known that before I asked him about how it was, and when I asked him, he was like, oh, it was okay. Like it was just like a very casual response, honestly, and I really admire that about people, because I feel like everyone's trying hard to do their best and everything, and you want to be recognized when you do something well. But I feel like Hasten is somebody that doesn't always need to take credit for the things that he does, and I feel like that's really admirable and something that I also want to learn from. And so overall, like as I'm getting to know Hasten more, there's just more and more things that I realize that I really admire about him as a person, and I'm just really grateful to have him as a big, because I feel like this process would have been very different had I had somebody else. And I am enjoying it in ways that I could not have foreseen going into this whole process. And so I'm really thankful for him. And yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.